niggas who are completely right by one cloud nine.
By the way, when I say low-key right, that doesn't mean I agree with their opinions fully. And especially not the method of actions, because half of these, I'm not gonna lie, they was tweaking. But anyways, back on track. First up, Dr. Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb. Alright, so if you don't know who the Doc is, he's basically the main villain of Phineas and Ferb. And I'm not
I ain't gonna lie to you.
How was he?
Now,
This is
Dr. Doofenshmirtz, I don't believe was right. However, he had a bad life. His own parents didn't show up to his birth.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His only friend was Balloony. He was raised as a garden gnome. They treated his younger brother better. Like, Dr. Doofenshmirtz really had it bad for real. But it's like I understand the reason for him being evil.
Look, y'all. You may be going through something similar. Y'all don't need to go out here become super evil villains, bro. Weaponry down. Just live out your days. Go to work, come home, beat one out, go on about your business.
Like, I'll be honest, just like Perry.
What the is you trying to say?
They know.
Right.
Add on too.
I didn't explain Phineas and Ferb. Everybody should know that show. But he was basically infamous for making a lot of inventions. And for some reason, every single one of his inventions ended with a thon. The Annihilator-a-thon, the Death-a-thon, the Unemployment.
A thon.
Why are you showing it?
It's not a thon. It's a nader.
Yeah.
That's a great
What?
They're gonna be like a nader.
Doing the
Thons. I know a lot of y'all are suffering from that one right now. But to sum it up, he's the main villain in this world. And everybody hates him. But in all reality, I don't think he's that bad of a guy. Matter of fact, I would even say that he's a good guy at the heart. And the main reason why I say that is because when you look at his backstory, gee golly, that shit was horrible. I mean, he was very lonely. He had no friends. Nobody wanted to be around him. He literally made a balloon his best friend. And also, his parents absolutely hated it. I mean, for God's sake, they didn't even show up to his birth. How the fuck that's possible? I don't.
How,
bro?
That's great writing,
bro.
How?
His mama and his daddy,
and now he grown, and his daughter is a PDF file.
Yeah, cause she really was. She was on Ferb body.
That's crazy. He can't catch a break, and he getting beat by a platypus.
Body, bro.
No, but they did that shit. And then not to mention, when he got home, his life was even worse. Because his mother didn't love him because he wasn't good at kickball, of all things in the world not to be good at. Like, what the f. His dad hated him so much that he made him his personal garden gnome. And he wouldn't allow him to move because it would mess up the aesthetic. Like, what was wrong with these people? I think it would have been better if they gave him to a foster home than do what they're doing with him now. Not to mention, I mean, just look at this. He was extremely chopped. So you already know none of the hoes wanted him when he was growing up. Like, look at this nose. Why is it so big? Buddy could probably smell Mars from here, man. I know, buddy.
My caucus people, y'all be looking like that, bro. I be seeing some TikToks, bro. They be talking like this. They turn to the side. That mug go some more. I be like, damn.
Bro, I ain't gonna judge y'all on my pool, bro.
But like, I rock with y'all. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You invited to the cookout. I don't even gotta send you the low. You can smell it from a mile away, bro. I'm just saying.
Worst fear is India. I'm not gonna lie. He would probably die. My fault. That was a bad joke. I could have been talking about India. Love that. But I think the thing that hurt him most about his childhood is that he always spent his birthdays alone. And honestly, for a kid, a birthday is like the most important moment in your life. But this right here leads me to why I think he isn't a bad person. Because since he had such a horrible experience on his birthday in his childhood, he made sure that no matter what, his daughter would never experience the same thing. And in one episode, he threw a massive ass birthday party just for her. And even though she hated it because he went way up.
See, you trying to talk, bro. I got the smallest nose in the fucking room, bro. Either that or you mistaken us, nigga.
I got the perfect seat for a woman.
Wonder Woman. You teach me your ways, bro.
Bro, I don't have no ways to teach you, bro.
Your ways, bro.
Bro, you got all the ways, bro. What you said? I'm a bad boy. What you said about?
I didn't say it.
Overboard. Like, Buddy bought a whole bomb instead of fireworks. I'm not gonna lie, it's never that serious. This shows that he really does care about his daughter, and also that he does have a heart. Which is why you can never get me to hate this guy, bro. I mean, imagine having a childhood like that. Who wouldn't end up as a villain? Like, let's keep it a beam. Like, his dad literally made him be a gardener. Like, if my dad did that to me, I would want to rob a few grandmas too. I'm not gonna lie. Plus, there's no way he could be such a bad guy if even.
I would have wanted to rule the tri-state area.
Yeah, I would have wanted to off somebody.
Now, granted, the tri-state area is such, like, bro, his ambitions were so low. You want to rule 3 states?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I mean, he got to start somewhere. Because you imagine he get the power, and you know what I'm saying? And then he can expand from there because now he that guy.
His ops don't really hate him. I mean, even though Perry and Doc had their differences, they really honestly looked like best friends sometimes, man. Like, I can imagine them on a FaceTime call laughing their ass off, just dissing dissing each other, talking about, oh, I'm finna get your ass next time, being each other's favorite op or some shit. I don't know, man. No, honestly, everything he did is out of a trauma response. And a lot of what he did was also to help his daughter have a better life than he did. And even though that's a selfish reason, you can't tell me right now with a confident face, if you had his childhood, you would do any different. Because I sure can. So that's why I can't say he.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I had his childhood, bro, it would have been, man, look.
Yeah, I see it now. Man, I would have been diabolically evil. I just doing stuff, bro. Perry wasn't stopping me. Perry would have been off for the second attempt. Oh, that's a platypus. Gunathon, a nader. 38 special a nader.
Bro, that's me, bro. Just Demon Home.
Demon Home. Right.
Horrible film. He's just broken, like we all are. And even though not all of his reasons were completely morally correct, I can't say his intentions were wrong. The execution part is just bad. Like, you don't need to blow up the whole tri-state area. Plus, a lot of the stuff in this cartoon was just extreme. Like, you remember that firework bomb I just mentioned? Yeah, he accidentally strapped himself up to that, and somehow he got shot off into the air, and it exploded. And in the real world, he would have for sure died from that. I mean, we would be singing R.I.P. in the funerals. But this is a cartoon and wildly unrealistic. So the next episode, he was right back to normal. Like nothing ever happened. Not a broken bone or a scratch on his body. I'm not gonna lie. We could have at least gave him a concussion or something. But if you think that's unrealistic, then oh boy, buckle up for the next villain we're finna talk about.
Who we talking about?
No. Okay.
Who the hell is this?
If he's about to talk about him, let's be honest, bro. You lose your bid to a B.
Oh, does that to a B?
It's a valid crash out. I want my
kinda
bit
valid.
to a B.
A B is.
You talking to a B? B, you crazy?
You sucking the honey out this man?
Like, come on,
What we doing? What we doing?
Ken is misunderstood. Let me break it down though. So if you haven't watched this movie, basically the B movie is about a bee that graduated college but didn't want to work anymore. He wanted to be free. So he left his little beehive and met a human named Vanessa. And somehow he ended up in a grocery store and found out that humans sold honey, but they didn't give any of the bees commission for their product. So he then proceeds to sue humans for stealing their product. And then it turns into this whole big lawsuit. It's like the biggest news in the world. Who cares? No.
All right, you want to know why? You want to know why this is so funny? Why? All right, notice who moves away.
For stealing their
Black dude.
What do you think said in that scene?
What do you think? What?
What do you think was said in that scene?
I have no idea. What did they say in that scene?
He insinuated that the bees were kept like slaves. And the black guy was like,
okay.
product. And then it turns into this whole big lawsuit. It's like the biggest news in the world. Who cares? Nobody cares. Whatever. That's not what we're finna talk about. What we're here to talk about is this bee, Barry, and this girl, Vanessa, relationship throughout this whole movie. Because yeah, they're not just a comedic duo. They turn into actual lovers. And see, the way that this started is that Barry asked Vanessa to help him sue the humans, which she agreed to because I guess she was just bored. But see, here's the problem. Vanessa has a husband. And see, the relationship that Barry and
they were married?
Overly gone.
wasn't just a platonic relationship. Because I'm not gonna lie, that this Barry was raising this girl up crazy. Like, they spending every single day together. They over here chilling, talking. He even gets this woman to start cooking for this.
Oh,
you're
my
a bee. What you don't need a full course meal. The best part about it is that he's doing all of this knowing that she has a husband, who in fact, to add fuel to the fire, is allergic to bees. And the fucked up part about this whole situation is that Barry and Vanessa don't even try to hide it. It's very obvious that they have feelings for each other. I still don't understand, because one is a human being and one is a bee. Like, how would that even genetic?
Hey, bro, if she going,
he would have got.
Bro, but let's be honest, bro. She ain't shit either. You know, if that nigga, if he touched me, I'm dead to rights.
Yeah, and I would have left her. Yeah, that's crazy.
You know how like humiliate that kind
of a bee, and I'm allergic,
bro.
Like what you gonna do with that?
I'm
thinking the bees in the bee movie like life size. No, they bee size bees.
You never seen it?
No.
I mean that like it will probably be like this. It's like it's just not gonna fit. Like, no, the worst part about this movie, in my opinion, is that when Ken starts to peek what is going on, Vanessa then tries to gaslight him into thinking that he's just being insecure. Like, brother, how am I being insecure? A bee is literally taking my girl right from me. And you know what the worst part about this is? Is that Barry the bee that Ken is allergic to was rubbing this whole thing all over his face. Pause. No, pause. This nigga was coming on his face. He was spreading pollen all around the house. You got Ken coming in the crib automatically sneezing because he's breaking out. Then you got this bee eating at your table, taking your seat, drinking with your girl, flirting with your girl. Like, bro, now, I'm gonna be honest, bro. If I was Ken, I'm killing it. I don't care. Where's the rate? You know the funny part about this is that Ken actually stood on business too. Like, me and him are twins for real. He actually tried to pack him up multiple times, mind you. But every single time he tried to, something or someone would stop him. We can all probably guess who the someone was. Like, geez, Louise, yo, Ken, please just break up with this girl. He's disrespecting your manhood. Please.
That magazine should've.
Bro, he suck at the job, bro.
No, I'm talking about her.
Bro,
that door open. Come on, her. Go back to him. Get them both out of here, bro. What are you talking about, bro?
What does she have on you? Do you like getting bashed?
Oh, yeah, bring out the raid
another
for
man,
sure.
another insect, I don't know, another bee come into your crib, put his meat on your table, and risk your girl pollinating and spreading all of his mushy goodness all around the house for you to sneeze at, and she did nothing about it. Matter of fact, she encouraged it. Matter of fact, she let him take her. Come on, man. The worst part about this movie is that at the end, Barry ends up being with Vanessa. Like, again, I don't know how that would work. I don't know if his like stinger was just hooked to her. But they end up together, and they also end up gaslighting Ken so much to the point where he goes back crazy. Which honestly, I can't blame him. I mean, every single man would do the same thing if his girl got taken by a bee. But in my opinion, there is no way Ken is the villain in this story. I hate that this movie tried to gaslight us.
He's not the bad guy, bro.
On that moment, jeez, my fault. Yeah, he's not even a villain, bro. I would've got him up out of here with the spray. No cap.
We were kids. We didn't know any better. We thought bees had like us, man. I don't know. We thought it was possible. If anything, Barry was actually the villain in my opinion. And Vanessa was for sure his Harley Quinn. Ruining a grown working class man's life for absolutely nothing. But this isn't even the craziest situation we're finna talk about. And a matter of fact, we're finna talk about the craziest one next. Because honestly, I feel like it's the one y'all have all been waiting for. Thanos. Okay, this one's most likely the reason why you clicked on the video, so let's get straight to it. Recently, it's been a popular trend to say
a little far, but not wrong. Especially post-vid. Post-vid, a little far, but not wrong. The execution. Execution's kind of crazy, but the logic, not wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Guess who's back again with Gamer Subs. What's up, Chad? You might be asking how did Conor McGregor get here? You're asking too many questions. The boys over at InternetCity have teamed up with Gamer Subs. If you go to gamersubs.gg/InternetCity right now, you can get 10% off. I'm talking flavors like raw meat, guacamole, gamer fart. And these two right here, we got the nuclear station and chug juice. You either go, or I'm gonna go with you. Guess who's back again!
really wrong at all. But in all reality, I don't think a lot of y'all truly do know why he has this mentality, because his backstory is pretty interesting. See, Thanos grew up on a planet called Titan, and a major issue on his planet was overpopulation. See, Thanos suggested that they just killed off half of the population so that at least the other half of the population could live and survive, because the planet was about to be ended. But the government of this world deemed that way too inhumane, which I do agree. I mean, how would you even go about that? Like, would it be a lottery? Would it be nationally televised? Like, imagine turning on the TV to find out if you were finna die. Like, the fate of your life was based on a lottery. But anyways, eventually the whole planet ended up being extinct. And this obviously made Thanos very, very sad, but there was one silver lining. He was right. See, if Titan did massacre half of their population, they would have survived. But they didn't, and that's why they died. And in all reality, if you're just crazy like Thanos, that's all the motivation you need to just go and kill people. And from that point on, he proceeded to commit mass genocide to the whole universe until he found out about the Infinity Stones, and then it basically just sped up the process, and we know the rest, because the rest is history. Now, a lot of people think he was right in doing this because we as human beings are parasites to our world. I mean, all we do is just suck and slobber up all of this.
We be slobbering all over everything the earth got to give, bro. We throat demons in this bit, bro. We just sucking all the nutrients out this mother lover. I was talking sucking, you was taking it. You was riding that head, bro. Huh?
I'm the earth.
Oh shit. Earth's like, shit. I know y'all need to stop, but damn.
Shit.
Planet's endless resources. And then oftentimes we just completely milk it dry and then there's just nothing else left. And at the same time, if we sucked up some of the resources, but not all of it, at a cool little rate, it wouldn't be that bad. But we're just doing it way too fast. And it's just, we just gotta stop that. We gotta slow it down. And people think the best way of slowing it down is by just cutting half the population, which in theory does sound correct. And that's why a lot of people agree with Thanos. I'm not one of them. So y'all know this is supposed to be a video about villains that were low-key right, but I want to tell y'all about one that I know is wrong. And it's not for the reason that you think. I think before he got to Infinity Stone, everything he did wasn't as bad as it seemed. Yeah, the raging war and mass genocide throughout the universe, that was bad. I'm not gonna lie, I can't justify that. But I will admit, even though it was unethical, he was correct about Titan. The only way they could solve that problem wasn't by nuking half the population. And their unwillingness to do that nuked the entire population. When a decision has to be made, it has to be made, or else everything will fail. So I do agree with that. But once he got them Infinity Stones, there is no justifiable reason that he should have did that, boo. Like, you're telling me you got this big...
Wait, whoa. You can't stop the mission just because I got the glove, bro. Come on, bro.
Michael's right. 1 second here. See, the issue, if you... like, kind of justifying him
with Titan,
you know what I'm saying? Then by all means,
you justify. Yeah. Why would I stop when I got the easy way to do it? Why? What? So you was cool with me doing it the hard way because you thought I wasn't gonna be successful. Basically, is what it sounds like. So it sounds like Cloud. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry to break it to you, Sir Cumulus. Your deduction is literally off.
Gauntlet that will allow you to do anything you can imagine in this world. And the first thing you decide to do with it is just...
He didn't have... I mean, he could have just got the gauntlet and just brought his world back. Almost like he could have went.
But that's not his goal. His goal...
But by that time, he was already far gone. Yeah, he was already...
He wasn't... Fuck his world. He wants complete balance of the universe. Because that problem that happened on his planet was rampant throughout the universe.
True. And at the time, in his world, on his planet, he didn't know about it.
Yeah.
He didn't know. So it was just, it is what it was, bro.
Murk half the population. Like, there was a way better solution to this. Like, for one, if this gauntlet can really do anything, why don't you just double all of the resources for everybody?
True. I mean, true. Make it enough, Reese. True. Yeah, we did Night Rain Twin. The first video already out on the gaming channel. True. You right. My fault. Yeah, that was kind of far. That was kind of far. You know, low key, you could have just tripled all the resources, quadrupled the mugs,
made them unlimited.
Yeah, you right. My fault.
I'm not gonna
the universe.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. He was tweaking.
Would immediately fix every single problem we have. I've seen some debates about that solution theory, because that's not my theory, by the way. I'm not gonna lie, I completely stole that. But none of them really make sense. Like, the main one I'm seeing is that, yeah, Thanos could do that, but then once the population doubles, he would just have to keep on redoing it. Like, bitch, okay, I mean, who cares? Let's keep on redoing it. Any solution is better than eliminating life for no reason. And if you really want
to eliminate half, and it's just gonna double again.
Yeah.
Because at some point, the population was half of what it is now.
Yeah.
And a quarter.
And it's gonna
it's just gonna double again. And then you might not be here to fucking snap again. Gonna do. Right. What?
Could he have sterilized people instead? No.
There was better ways.
No, because if he would have sterilized people
or sterilized half the people. Either way, there was better ways than often half. He's right in the fact that there were better ways than often half the universe.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. There was better ways than often half.
The nigga was a sicko. The nigga was a...
Like, let's be honest, his real reasoning of falling in love with death is even worse. So, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, do we count that with MCU?
No, it's not MCU. I'm saying,
but in general,
real. She's a sick fuck. Either way it goes. Okay.
Yeah.
To stop doing it so much, all he has to do is just double it one time and tell everybody that if you ever go near that line that I just said, you will be murdered immediately.
Set rules.
And you know I'll do it now. Like, you didn't have to go to those extreme lengths when there was just such a better solution. I feel like he just wanted to murk half the population just to prove a point. And I'm sorry, that's just not a good reason. But the last person I'm going to talk about does actually have a good reason for doing what he does. I just may or may not agree with the methods. And the character I'm talking about.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Hold on.
Is the bunny. So yeah, I just figured out his name is White Rabbit. My fault to the DMC fans. My editor being...
Devil May Cry.
Oh, Devil May Cry.
Okay. All right. Look, I'm gonna be so real with you. The initial crash out indeed was valid. However,
so he kept going, overly going.
When he didn't focus it just on
from that trash
humans,
show, Dad.
When he didn't just focus it on humans and start, using his own people as I feel like he lost the plot.
Yeah, you could be valid, but there's a line.
Yeah, I feel like he lost the plot.
There's a line.
He's gonna explain it.
It's like Thanos. He was valid at first.
Yeah,
there's a line.
I feel like he lost the plot.
One of them, I'm not gonna lie, I already know he's cursing me out through the screen. But if you don't know what Devil May Cry is, it's a popular game series that's also recently turned into a Netflix show. And it's a pretty
they did do that. Okay.
But unfortunately, to explain this character's motives, I will have to spoil you. So spoiler warning right now. Stay at your own risk. But please do, I need the watch time. So basically, the show is about this guy named Dante. Basically, he's half demon and half human. But let's talk about the main antagonist, the White Rabbit. See, Rabbit wants to destroy the Earth, but not in the way you think. Rabbit is ruthless. He would sacrifice his own henchmen for his own personal goals. And also, he used another man's child as blackmail. And then once he was done with him, he tried to kill him. So he had no intentions of ever returning his child back to this man. Overall, this guy was just ruthless and disgusting in the ways that he tried to achieve his goal of world destruction. But let me tell you why he was trying to destroy the world. Because when you hear his backstory, all of this kind of makes a little bit of sense. See, Bunny was an orphan growing up. He bounced around from multiple foster homes, some being abusive. One of the homes being so bad that one night he decided to just run away with nothing but his only.
No. So this is about him as a kid. This is. I ain't gonna lie.
I was just BSing, bro. Okay.
You just chatting. You just trying to.
I was validating Doofenshmirtz, but I was saying F his child. I was just trolling. Type beat. But like he like fictional, so he can't like hurt me. This trolling ain't gonna get me. You know what I'm saying? Beat up. You feel me? Type shit. Okay.
Prized possession in Alice in the Wonderland book. Eventually, he stumbles across a portal to what seemed like another world. And since he had nothing else to live for in this world, he decided to enter it. But little did he know, he willingly just entered the gates of hell. He would soon surely regret this. Because as soon as he entered hell, also known as Makai, every single breath he took was poisoning because the air was toxic to breathe in. Also, there was monsters running around eating other monsters and demons. And honestly, this whole world was just screwed up, horrible, torture. It was the reason why it was called hell. It's the reason why it is hell. But eventually a chill demon stumbled across Rabbit and he led him to his village. Where we come to find out that not every single demon is bad and that a lot of them just want to live normal, regular lives. And since he had nowhere else to go, the village took him in as one of their own, where he stayed for years and ended up being
This is crucial. Very crucial.
The other monsters killed his.
Just listen. No, just listen.
I was trying to take a good guess.
It was close, but you'll see.
For their culture. And everything's good at first. Until he remembered that he was in hell and everything is horrible. I mean, hell doesn't have blue skies and rainbows. I mean, all it has is death. So Rabbit decided to make a device that could open portals so he could transfer his people back to Earth where they could actually properly live and breathe without actively dying. And once he
he's still a human. It's just I'm gonna explain after this.
Crosses back into his regular world, he starts transferring more and more people. It's a rescue mission. And everything's going perfectly fine until Lady and her crew pulled up. See, here's where shit gets twisted. See, even though these demons were good people, in the eyes of humans, they're still demons. And when I say in the eyes of humans, I mean the United States government. Which is why they created a task force to eliminate every single demon that they came across. And that task force was Lady and her crew. And they were on the clock that night. And they found demons coming out of a portal. So you could probably guess what happened next. Boy, it was a massacre. I mean,
y'all gotta go.
So this is what happened.
I gotta go.
He was trying to save his people from the demons, right?
Yeah.
They corner Guns Blazing, try to explain what's going on. They say, he ain't here. Boo, 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 boo. Hit the rolling store with the rolling on. Start airing them out. Then watch everybody he tried to save die. They died because he tried to save. Well, they tried to. Basically, a monster came out, one of the bigger demons, and they tried to kill the bigger demon and everything else. And he survived the explosion.
They left no man behind. Every single demon baby was killed. Oh, it was bad. Well, every single person was killed except Rabbit. Which is like the most ironic thing out of all of this. Like, you're the person helping these people and you just see them die around you. After they took you into their world, even though you didn't look like them, but the world you're from can't do the same for these people when they're in way more dire need. Yeah, I can kind of see why he crashed the fuck out later in the series. Because after he seen that, he quickly went down his villain world domination arc. His one sole life purpose after this moment was to combine the regular world and the demon world. So
he went crazy and sold that rabbit mask onto his face.
Oh!
And he's essentially the Mad Hatter. No, he's not the Mad Hatter. He's essentially the bunny he's the rabbit out of Alice in the Wonderland.
Because that was his favorite bug.
Yeah, he.
Oh, jeez, he flipped. Okay.
Yeah, and like, but
he's crashing out. I mean, valid.
Though that everybody experienced hell, but eventually it would balance out because the U.S. government and all of the nations would kill all the monsters. I don't really know, but basically he was trying to sacrifice this generation in the hopes that the future generation would figure out how to coexist with these monsters and finally delete them out of the universe for good, so that everybody could live peacefully one day. Which, when you look at it, is very noble. But at the same time, I live on this earth and not on that earth, so fuck you. I don't want to see demons. Well, I'm glad.
Hey, no.
Is he gonna talk about what happened though?
Get the Govey in the show out of here,
boy.
Get Rabbit, do your thing.
Nah,
get him out of here. Cause y'all don't want to listen to me. Whole task force starting with y'all. Whoever sent y'all on this mission, coming for you. Whoever's your boss, coming for you.
Nah, he was trying to wipe out humanity entirely. Like, his crash out wasn't that valid to kill.
How humanity is now. I'm losing faith every day.
I respect it.
He got packed up at the end of the series. R.I.P. Bozo. I'm not gonna lie. I can't sit here and act like I don't understand his reasoning. And
okay, he didn't talk about it.
What did he talk about?
So, and this is why I don't think his crash out is too bad. Like, it's valid, but I can't agree with it, because towards the end of the show, it's found out like he's using people that he brought from the other world as experiments. He's experimenting on them. He's killing them. He's using them. Like, that savior complex is lost in his hatred for them. And so it's like
he hates the humans so much he's doing bad to the people he's trying to
save. And it's like, oh. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing.
I was him, I would do any different. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't go to the lengths that he did. He literally sacrificed his own people just to achieve a greater goal. And also, he was willing to sacrifice billions of people to achieve a greater goal. Yes, this is messed up, but at the same time, you really can't say it was out of selfish gain, because he was looking at the betterment of society in the long run. I mean, yeah, everybody would have got packed up, but eventually, people would have found a way to defeat these demons one way or another. And even if it didn't happen,
eventually, but not soon enough.
Happened at the start, eventually society would be balanced again. Because no matter what, it's not fair that these demons have to suffer through all of that pain and torture, the fear of getting eaten, the fear of breathing too much, basically living a horrible life for no reason other than them just being born in there. And it's completely not fair that us humans could just live a perfectly fine life without even caring about what these demons had going on, bro. That's crazy. Again, he was...
Well, they're in a different realm, and it kind of is fair, because they got like their own shit. We got our own shit. I think so. Like, to an extent, yes.
Why are these demons even able to breathe, bro? You know what I'm saying? Get these demons. We don't care about no fucking demons. We humans. No, I'm just saying. Like, I get the human perspective. A demon. Right?
Emotional damage for his overall goal. So you can't say it's the most selfish thing ever, even though it was out of selfish hatred that he started this goal. And in my opinion, bro, low-key kind of right. I mean, of course, this is a cartoon. If this happened in real life, that is the correct decision. Yeah, we will ultimately have to pay the price for it, but at least our ancestors would be straight, and the demon ancestors would be straight too. We should at least guarantee a future generation's safety over ours. It's what y'all want me to say, but at the same time, R.I.P. Bozo. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to get eaten by a demon, and you don't want to get eaten by a demon. So I am glad that he ultimately failed.
At the end of the day, I don't trust you mutiggers. Get them out of here. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Was the X-Men government valid?
Fuck no.
The bad always ruined it for the good.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Damn near not, because you got niggas that can destroy the truth. Like, you got niggas.
I don't understand why y'all just don't make good with the good mutants and just, you know,
because it's all about control.
Yeah,
it's all about control.
Oh, they don't want them in no kind of control. It's
and you
ego,
can't control them. You can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't collar them. They're people with their own like thoughts and feelings. But yo, W Video Cloud.